Kind of switching gears real quick, Robert wanted to talk about basically a home selling checklist and some things that sellers can do prior to putting their home on the market.
Yeah.
As always, finding a great real estate agent.
Yeah, I mean, number one, finding a great real estate agent. I mean, I'm the director of our listing team. I'm probably a little biased by saying we have a great number of real estate agents on our team, listing agents who sell hundreds and hundreds of homes every year. Finding an agent who's experienced, who can give you the tips to get you the most money, who can give you pricing strategies to give you the most money, and who really knows the market in general, not just locally in your neighborhood, because I think that's kind of an old school way of thinking, but knowing the market, how to drive traffic to the property, what your competition's doing, what they aren't doing. Just an agent who's experienced, and who knows strategies that others aren't thinking of. And I think the only way you know that is through experience and through different types of marketing, an array of marketing, not just putting the home on MLS.
Right, and I always encourage people to do research, Google the people that you're thinking about talking to, read reviews.
Absolutely.
So that, you guys have tons of
I mean, on different sites. I mean, go to Zillow, go to Google, go to Realtor.com, go to Truly. I mean, go anywhere. Just review, research the agents that you're looking at, look at some of the homes they have on the market, look and see what type of marketing those homes have. See how long those homes have been sitting on the market, see what their expiration rate is of the properties they put on the market. I mean, don't just say, hey, this person has a lot of listings, or hey, this person sold my friend's house. What was that experience like? Did your friend get the most money? Are those homes that the agent has on the market that you see signs for, are they actually selling, or does that person just have a lot of listings?
Right.
I mean, all those things make a huge difference in finding the real estate agent that's right for you.
Definitely. Consider your curb appeal.
Absolutely. I will tell you that one of the first things that I look at in a home when I drive up, and I'm sure we all do, is what does the house look like?
What's your first impression?
What does the neighborhood look like? How does the house look compared to the neighborhood? Your landscaping and your curb appeal greatly affect the value of your house. I would tell you that it can keep people from even walking in the door. Right off the bat, if your landscaping is bad, your curb appeal is bad, people automatically think, okay, well, what else is bad that I can't see? If this is what everybody can see and this is my first impression, what is it? In the internet age, your impression with the way people look at things now is in the first 10 seconds.
Right.
That's the impression.
Exactly.
And you want to give them the best impression up front.
Right, and that kind of leads into the next one as well. Once you walk through the front door is, not having your home cluttered.
Yeah, it all goes back to, okay, now that they've got past that impression of the front yard, what's their impression going to be when they come through the door? Does the space flow well? Is the furniture properly sized? Is there stuff all over the place? Is there clutter everywhere? You want to make it feel bright and clean and decluttered and not crowded. I mean, we always laugh in real estate about HGTV,
right?
But it really has made people conscious of how to stage homes, how a home should feel, the positives and negatives of a home. Your home might not have granite countertops or the most up-to-date finishes, but does it feel nice? Does it flow nice? Is it very light? Is it decluttered? All those things is stuff that you can handle very cheaply and will make a huge return on your investment and your time.
Right. Another big one is depersonalizing your home.
Straight back to HGTV.
Right.
And I think there's an art to this, because some people, when you go in as an agent and you tell them you have to depersonalize, that kind of affects them sometimes,
right,
more so than it would me.
It's personal.
Absolutely. And I don't think that you should be in a hospital room for a house. I don't think that you should get rid of everything. I think if you have a collage wall of your family photos, yeah, that probably needs to come down. But could you put up different artwork that you like? Absolutely. Could you have a family photo here or there to make the shelves look less bare if you have bookcases? Absolutely. I think lightly done, it can show that the homes appeal to people. It can show that people can live in these homes comfortably. But I think there's a very good balance to it, and I think the balance is usually a lot less than what people even think the balance
right.
is. But it can be done, and it can be done well, and I think it is important to depersonalize the space.
Right, and one that I've seen, especially when I was home shopping, is the sports fanatic, for instance.
Oh yeah.
You may appeal to some people, but if you're a fan of one team and you have a whole room that's nothing but that, there are people out there that won't give your home a chance just because they don't like the team that you do.
Yeah, and I would say, go through some model homes. No, I don't think your furnishings need to be that extravagant or
Right.
that bare, but it gives you a good idea of the flow of homes and maybe how much stuff you should have out. Model homes are set up to be staged.
Right.
Go through them, walk through them. If nothing else, I don't expect clients to go out and buy anything to put in their home, but it shows you, hey, how much stuff should my living room and my family room actually
Right.
have in it? And take some photos, model it off of that, and really declutter the home. It makes a huge difference. I would never want to work with a buyer who's going through a home and they're looking at your personal photos.
Right.
They're saying, oh, look at this, look at their trip to France.
Right.
I've been there.
Right.
You want them to look at your house.
Exactly.
You don't want them to look at your family photos.
Exactly.
Or, hey, I recognize this person in the photo. I didn't know this is so-and-so's parents.
Right.
Well, no, you don't want that to happen.
Exactly.
So,
The focus needs
depersonalize.
to be on the house.
Absolutely.
Right. I'll kind of put the next two together, which is touching up scuff marks on your walls, as well as maybe repainting with some neutral colors.
Yeah, I think, I read one time one of the easiest quick fixes that you can do is the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser.
Right.
That works wonders. And touch up and paint all of your trim.
Right.
It's kind of a little bit of a pain if you think about, I got to paint all this trim, but nothing makes the house feel more fresh than some nice, clean, painted trim work around the house, around the doors, around the floors, around the window casings. I would say that makes the house feel 10 times better.
Right. It makes it look cleaner, like you said.
Totally. There's no scuff marks. It doesn't look like, again, the house hasn't been maintained.
Right. Absolutely. Fixing loose handles on doors.
Loose handles.
You know,
Doors, cabinetry,
Right.
Shelving, anything, that stuff that's used every day, of course it's going to get loose. Of course it's almost something that we don't even notice when we live there.
Right.
But go through your house, look at things and have a screwdriver in your hand. Be ready to fix those things. When I sold my house a couple years ago, it was the first house I had ever sold, even though I've told people how to sell tons
Right.
of homes. But we went through, my wife and I, and we took a weekend and we just knocked all of this stuff out. And it made a huge difference. My wife's a little more emotional. She didn't want to depersonalize.
Right.
She didn't want to do a whole bunch of this stuff. But, we got multiple offers in a weekend. So it made a big difference in doing that stuff.
Absolutely. Add some plants around your home.
Absolutely. Greenery, again, it gives people a certain feeling. It makes the house feel alive. If you're into feng shui, it affects all of that stuff. If not, it just makes the house look better.
Right.
It makes photos pop. It makes people feel like the house has a lot of light. If you don't have a green thumb, get a palm.
Right.
Get some stuff that'll last for like 2 or 3 months. And just make the house feel good and feel natural.
Right. This one, for me, again, when I was looking, was big. Conducting a smell test. You may even want to have a friend come in, because if you live there every day, you may not notice certain smells in your home.
Somebody that is very honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's always an awkward conversation as a realtor. But if you have pets, you probably want to have somebody that's really honest with you. A lot of times, painting the inside can really help that.
Right.
There's paint that can absorb smells. There's equipment that you can use that'll take the smell out of a home, take the smell out of air vents. There's a lot of stuff that you can do that makes a big difference with the smell.
Right. Clean your house.
Clean.
Yes.
Clean. Make it look like, make it look brand new. You want even the photos to look like a showing. Just get rid of anything, again, it goes back to decluttering. Anything that could cause a mess, get rid of it for the time being. Become emotionally detached from the house, because it's a house anymore. It's a house now, it's not necessarily your home.
Right. Another big one, lock or hide your valuables.
Yes, and a lot of people will say, we have this, that, and the other, and I don't want people in my house because we have, this expensive jewelry and we have this expensive that. And hey, listen, if you don't want anybody in your home because you have expensive stuff, take out the expensive
Absolutely.
stuff. You have to show the house in order to sell the house. So get rid of the expensive stuff, put it in a safe, put it in a safety deposit box off-site, do whatever you can, but you got to show the house and you got to secure your valuables.
Right. And just the last thing that was on the list of suggestions is consider staging your home.
Yeah, there you go. It all goes back to getting the house to have a certain feel. I don't necessarily think you have to hire a stager. Sometimes it really does wonders if you have the funds, but you can do it yourself. Go through the model homes like I suggested. Take photos. Watch some episodes of HGTV, even though it gives you an unrealistic view sometimes. But really, you can do this yourself if you can just focus on it and remember that it's not your house anymore. It's just something you're selling. It's a financial asset at this point. So get the most that you can.
Right, definitely. Yeah, those are some great tips on, some things that you should consider before selling your home. So again, I'm Mike Yates from Atlantic Bay Mortgage, joined by Robert Johnson with the Duncan Duo and Associates. We'll be back in just a quick moment to wrap up the last segment of the show.